Alright, today should be a pretty good episode because I got the Toyota Chaser Elite 64 car and I got my first treasure hunt car. But we'll get to those later. Start with some main lines. First up, we got the Audi RS eTron GT, which is obviously an EV. I know, gross. I have an EV. Oh, just fell out there. This car's got some pretty cool taillights. I mean, I'll give them that. But it ain't got no engine. Next up, we got an O'Reilly's find. It's the Nissan Patrol Custom. It's got some twin turbos set up sticking out the hood. Now look at that. That looks great. I love that. I wish they did more of this stuff. That just looks awesome. Got the little cannon down there. That's definitely what gives you all your power. Definitely not the twin turbos. That cannon really wakes it up. I had to get this one. It's an El Camino with a mid-engine. And I think that has convinced me if I ever get an El Camino, I would want to do that to it. I think that looks really cool. This has got to be one of the most unique ones. Got a really nice blue color, pinstriping. I mean, what's not to like about it? How in the world does the transmission made up to that? I have no idea. I don't know how that works. Maybe they didn't think about that. Maybe they did. Maybe someone actually built this car. I have no idea. You know what? Knowing them, this is probably a real car that was chosen to be made, which would not surprise me. Next up, got another 65 Fastback, which it's got a little bit of a funny story behind it because I've probably seen this car like 20 times on the shelf and never grabbed it even though I didn't have it because I thought it was this car. Which to y'all, you might be thinking like, why in the world would I think it was that car? I'm actually red and green colorblind, so these look the exact same. These are actually identical to me, or almost. If I focus really hard, I can kind of tell them apart, but I'll take it out of the box and see if it gets any more apparent. It's really sparkly. I like that. All right, let me put it next to the green one. Oh gosh. This one looks slightly darker and a bit more sparkly. You can definitely see it's got more sparkle to it. All right, I got the black one of these GTOs, so I had to get the red one too, of course. Found this one in a CVS. Was looking for that CVS exclusive. I haven't seen it yet, but that was only my first time checking. I didn't get this one when I was seeing it a bunch, just for whatever reason, but I changed my mind, got the black one, and never found the red one again. But hey, found it at a CVS. It's a pretty nice car. I actually like the GTO. Like, of course, it's not as good as the original GTO, sure. But I don't hate it. Like, I do actually kind of dig this car. I mean, especially this one with the wheelie bar and everything. It fits. It just squats so good. All right, we got this one here, which is called the Glory Chaser. This is actually a fantasy car. Someone gave me this for Christmas. I don't generally collect fantasy cars, although some of them I do like. I will get some of the fantasy castings. And this one, yeah, I do like this one. I probably would have bought that anyway. It looks really good. Kind of maybe Shelby inspired. It's very flat, very thin. I would definitely like to see a real life version of this. That'd be awesome. And for you McLaren fans out there, Ruben, if you're watching, I know you like McLaren, got the F1 GTR. I have a regular GTR, or not a GTR, regular McLaren F1 and a premium F1, but I do not have the GTR model. And I'm glad I do now, because this is pretty great. The spoiler definitely completes the look, I think. Very nice glistening silver color. Drop it, of course. The orange accents, pretty cool. I think these cars are worth, like, just the base model ones are worth like 20 million now, which is insane. It's got very detailed headlights. This one's done really well. Now we got a Jaguar. This is the F-Type 2020. It's a very nice luxury looking car. Still plenty sporty, but it does look fancy. I like that. Just the straight black. Now we got here the blue 2017 Ford GT, which also doesn't want to open. What the heck? Now the Ford GT is probably one of my favorite cars ever. The 2017 does not disappoint. I mean, I wish it had 2 more cylinders, but beggars can't be choosers. It's not like I'll ever own one of these, and they're still plenty fast. I just kind of wish they stuck to their roots and kept the V8. I mean, at least they threw in the turbos. Scratch that, got one more mainline, and check out what it is. First, treasure hunt. This one's, I guess it's not like the rarest one or anything, but I've never found a treasure hunt, and actually still haven't found a treasure hunt. Someone got me this for Christmas, and they didn't even realize what it was. So, first time owning one, but still never found one. Oh, look at that. Congratulations, this symbol means you just found a collectible treasure hunt car. I didn't know it actually had text on it. That's kind of neat. Look at that. It's a pretty cool setup. I do actually really like the 71 to 73 Mustang. I really like the sunken in engine. I mean, I know it's a funny car. I know that's a normal thing for funny cars, but it looks great. The color choice, definitely fitting for this car. I know there's another one of this with like just flames on the side. I don't really care for the flame liveries. They're just kind of, I don't know. I don't like the flames so much, but this looks really good. So there's my first treasure hunt. So I've added 2 new Mustangs to my collection this episode. That's pretty good. Guess what? I lied again. I got more main lines, but they're in a 5-pack. I've not opened a 5-pack on this channel yet. Little hard to get this on camera, so I'm just gonna open it off camera. Start with the first one, the Renault RS Sport, which at first when I bought it, I mean obviously I didn't read it. I thought this was a Audi R8 because it's like the exact same body lines, even though the side scoops and everything are the exact same. I don't know if they have any relation. Let me know if they do, but I thought this was an R8. You know what? It kind of looks like Asimov from CSGO. Then we got another one of my favorite cars, most dangerous car you'll ever see, the Viper. These are just great. I don't know, like they look amazing. The blue and white, perfect. Usually they make these cars a little too busy with like spoilers and making them have these crazy liveries. I love the simple colors. It's a good one. Then we got here the Aston Martin Vulcan. That's a really nice glass top, really big wing, very aggressive rear. Overall, that's another great looking car. Looks pretty similar to the Vantage GTE, kind of. Well, not pretty similar, but the way the side splitters are anyway. I definitely like it. I really love simplistic colors. They just seem to work a lot better than, you know, this one isn't bad, but I prefer liveries like that. Then we got the, let me read the name, Jaguar XESV Project 8. I'm not going to remember that. I will immediately forget what this is. Looks like maybe carbon fiber roof. Pretty nice purple. Don't have too much to say about this car. It looks good. Then also out of this pack we get one of my favorite Lamborghinis, the Sesto Elemento, which looks like a McDonald's meal. The yellow and red doesn't work in my opinion. If it was just yellow, that'd be fine, but red accents, looks like ketchup and mustard. I do love the car though. It's got some pretty unique looking wheels. Can't remember off the top of my head any of my other cars having those. Oh, actually, I think the Ford GT. No, at least the blue one doesn't. I think the green one has the same wheels. I mean, it's a Sesto Elemento. I can't really complain about it too much. Then I've got a few of the special main lines. You know, the ones with special card art that makes it cost twice as much for some reason. I got the New Year's Carbonator. I have the blue Earth Day one, and I just leave it in the drawer for any time we need to open a bottle, but figured I'd get this one for New Year's. Might as well. Like I said, I don't get too many fantasy castings, but I make a few exceptions. It's just cool. I thought this car looked cool anyway, just because of the whole bottle design. I thought it was neat already and kind of wanted to get one, and then I realized it was an actual functioning bottle opener. I didn't even realize at first. And the way they integrated the design is quite amazing. I do like white wheels, of course. How many times I gotta mention that? Nice colors, definitely like this one. Then guess what? I got the Stars and Stripes car that is clogging up all the pegs, at least where I'm from. This is the only car that is always left for the Stars and Stripes series. It's always just a billion C4 Corvettes, which is fine, because I like the C4. Oh, dump it out there. Also, I didn't realize that all the cards make a big picture, which is really cool. Very American. I love it. All we need now is just a red C5 with a shitty American flag on the back. Those always look so majestic and beautiful. Of course, I'm kidding. Don't do that to your C5. It's not that I don't like America or something like that. That's obviously not true. I mean, just look at my channel. I don't think the American flag fits on cars a lot of the times. This one looks fine. It's not amazing. Sometimes it can work. Like, for example, I've seen some of the 550 Mustangs that have in their rear quarter window a just gray American flag. That's kind of nice. I like that. Little tiny details of American flags are nice, but painting a whole car or wrapping a whole car like this, I wouldn't do it. For a Hot Wheels though, it works. It's totally fine. I like the C4. I might get one some. Here we go. Here's the actual R8. It's the 2019 R8 Spider. Now, you can't tell me that these cars don't look exactly the same. They are the same shape. We got the silver color, which I think works fine on this car. As you know, it's not my favorite, but it looks okay. It looks okay on this. I never really cared for the R8 so much. I know that might upset some Audi fanboys out there. Some people really get excited over this car. I think it's kind of whatever. I mean, I would love to own one. That doesn't mean I wouldn't love to own one. But just looks-wise, it's alright. I never thought that Audis were amazing looking, but I do definitely appreciate the performance. But I'd still pick this Sesto. Now we got my first one of the Ultra Hots, which there's quite a few of these. I definitely want the GNX and the El Camino and the Cyclone, definitely. 1970 Camaro RS. Wait, RS? Does that... 1970 was the RS a V6? I have no idea. I know now the RS is a V6. I hope it wasn't in 1970. I have no idea. I don't know a ton about Camaros. I would know a lot more about this if it was a Mustang. But anyways, I mean, I would hope that's a V8 car. It probably is. It's got the split bumper front end, which doesn't look terrible. A lot of people are turned off by that front end, but I don't know. Mustangs look better anyway. Really good color combos on here. And the wheels, I originally didn't like, and that's kind of what turned me off from buying these, the Ultra Hots, but I don't know. I like them. Although the fitment is questionable on this car. It's got nice headlights and nice taillights. I quite like that one. It's a good one. Next up, I've got 5 from the Volkswagen series, which I'm not a huge Volkswagen fanboy, but that's alright. I really like some of these cars, actually. And I will point out, I already have the Mark II Golf, but I opened this before I started this series. So let's start out with the Custom Beetle. And all these, I really love the box art. I'm determined to take my cars out of the packages because I appreciate the car 10 times more when I actually get to feel it and rotate it in my hand and look at it from different angles. But I do feel kind of bad about throwing that away. Sorry I upset some of y'all, but I will say I love looking at this car a lot more out of the box than I do in the box. Pretty nice color. Move on to the next one. Next up, we got the Volkswagen Caddy, which I didn't know this was a thing, but it looks great. Oh, I just noticed it's got an oil cooler on the front. I love the little oil coolers on the front. Intercoolers, oil coolers, they always look cool on the front. Alright, there we go. That looks amazing. I didn't know they made pickups. Oh, it's got a skateboard too. That's nice. Very good looking car. Truck. Very good looking truck. Okay, out of all these Volkswagen cars from this set, I gotta say, the SP2, this one right here, this is probably my favorite. It's got kind of an old Lamborghini look to it. Oh, look at that. That wasn't even like glued down all the way. Glad no one stole that. That was barely on there, huh? That's a really good looking car. Very nice shape. I really love long hoods. The gold wheels look really nice on here. It's just got such a great shape to this car. Really like it. Next up, we got the, how the hell do you say this? Schrö GT24. I'm probably saying that wrong. Schrö. I don't know. That's a website, I guess. It's got a link. Wait, it's got a link on the front of it. What? Well, the link doesn't work. That's kind of weird. Looks environmentally friendly. I hate it. Get it out of here. We're not out here to save the trees. We're out here to hear them racist cam chops. In all seriousness, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know what the website is. I'm assuming that's just the model of car. But I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to sell the car itself. I have no idea. Maybe you can't access it in the US. That might be what it is, because it's .de for Deutschland. Probably. I'm making that up. It's got the garden rake on the back. Got the big wing on what's probably a front wheel drive. Got a full roll cage. Splitter. I guess I'm making fun of this car pretty hard. I just... it's not my thing. I'd prefer this truck. That looks a lot nicer to me. We got here the 49 Volkswagen Beetle pickup, which I didn't know existed. And I'm not sure if it does, actually, because you know HotWheels. But it might. I don't 100% doubt its existence. Pretty rusty looking. You know what? That's pretty cool. I like that. That would be a sight to see going down the road. You know what? The bed probably has to be pretty high because you gotta have room for the engine. I just realized that. It's not very deep. Imagine it was on the front. Like they had a pickup bed on the front. That would be pretty goofy. I do really like the headlights though. They got a lot of detail on there. And they rust and paint missing. Actually looks pretty good. So here's all the main lines, even though technically some of these aren't mainline, but you know what I mean. It's all the same quality. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference if you didn't know what box it came in. I think the, get out of here. I think the truck right here, probably my favorite. Might beat out the El Camino, although they're both pretty cool. I say I'm not really a truck guy, but here I am. Look at this. If you want to call the El Camino a truck. Okay, we got one more car before we get to the Elite 64 Toyota Chaser. And that's a premium. I've only got one premium this episode, and that's the 1973 Holden Monoro GTS. Let's get it open. For some reason, the premiums, I usually have to poke open the back with a knife or my finger. They're just made a little tougher. All right, look at that. Really good color combo. Nice details on the side here. I always love the details of where you can see the exhaust going, everything on there. It's got treads on the tires. The exhaust actually goes to one side of the car, which is a little weird. I don't know why you do that. I wish they had more muscle cars, honestly. All right, let's get to what y'all are all really waiting for. The Toyota Chaser, which does not fit on screen. There we go. It actually comes in a little package protector. Let's pop this thing open. I haven't even opened this yet. Okay, now we get to actually look at the box a little more clearly. The art on it is really good. I love the Elite 64 logo, and that's a really cool box. Especially like how you can look at the other side. It's got country of origin is Japan, no wonder. Produced from 96 to 2001 for the Gen 6. 187 inches long, 55 inches tall. Just a little over 3,000 pounds. That's a pretty light car. It's got a 2.5 liter 1JZ GTE turbo inline 6. I didn't actually know these came with 1JZs. Now let's get a quick look around, and I would like to look at it up close with my eyes to get some first impressions. Okay, now that I've looked over the car for myself up close, I can't help but say I'm a little upset. Because I ran the video back just to make sure I didn't pop it off. But it's missing a canard on this side. There's supposed to be canards on the front, and mine is missing. And I went back in the video and looked at it in the box, and it was never in there. I didn't pull it off when I was unboxing it or anything. I'm gonna ignore that canard for now. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. I was wondering if there would be like a significant feeling difference from a regular premium to this, and I'll say there actually it does seem to be quite a decent detail upgrade, I guess. The whole chrome exhaust is really cool. Like, you'll see this definitely doesn't have that, and there is way more detail in the suspension and everything. I mean, you can see everything on here, which is great. I love that. The tires are way thinner than I imagined. You ain't hooking with that. And I mean, I guess you weren't really planning to if you're gonna stance your car, because this car is actually the first Hot Wheels to feature negative camber, at least on purpose. I know there's tons of Hot Wheels that feature negative camber because they get stepped on. It was kind of inspired by modern car culture, which is a questionable decision, because I wouldn't say people have the best taste. I mean, I still like the car. I'm not trying to hate on it a ton. I am upset about the canard being missing, but I like the ducktail, I like the whole exhaust, and I mean, the intercooler's cool. It's got nice brake lights, and it's pretty neat that the roll cage is also blue. It's got nice interior, if you can see it much. I mean, it's a good looking car still. I don't hate it a ton. And I know it's gonna be a nice piece for my Japanese cars collection. Now, I will also be getting my first Redline Club exclusive car in like February. I ordered that Bronco, so we'll see how it compares to that. It'll probably be pretty similar in quality. I do like the car, and I am really excited for what comes out next, but I am slightly worried about the little pieces that can supposedly come off. I don't know if I can just pull this off or not, or if I want to try. And it doesn't really feel like I can just... I can't pull it off, so I don't know what happened with that. I will email Mattel and probably send a picture of it in the box with it missing. So that kind of sucks. If that didn't happen, I'd like this a lot more, honestly. Even though in my opinion, canards are kind of ugly. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap up the video. Comment any critiques or things you want to see about this channel, because I would like to know what y'all want to see for this series. I'm having fun with it. This is pretty neat to kind of share some of my other hobbies, and I'm really glad that some of you are really supportive, and I'm happy that y'all will watch this stuff. I hope y'all have a good day.